Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum viewers. You are watching YouTube and Facebook channels of Professor Dr. Rizwan Jamil Qureshi. We have calculated UFC, number of inputs, number of outputs, number of inquiries, number of files, number of interfaces. So our UFC calculation was approximately 349. We calculated TCF. TCF is equal to 1.15. Now I go back to exercise. Productivity of the company is 7 function point per month. Productivity of the company is 7 function point per month. 7 function point per month. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means the company develops on the average 7 functions in 1 month, and their labor cost is $4,000 per month. That means company is spending $4,000 to develop 7 functions in 1 month. So can we calculate cost of one function? So cost per function point is equal to labor cost divided by productivity. So cost per function point, to calculate the cost of one function, $571. That is the cost to develop one function. We already calculated function point, that is approximately 401 of the current project. The cost per function point is $571 for the company, and they need to develop 401 functions. So we can calculate cost of the project. The cost of new project is equal to cost per function point multiplied by function point of new project. That means 401 multiplied by 571, $228,971. In the last lecture, we calculated the function point. Remember the formula, function point is equal to UFC multiplied by TCF. So we calculated UFC is equal to 349. We calculated TCF is equal to 1.15. So we multiply 349 multiplied by 1.15. So what's the answer? That is the function point of new project. The current project we are doing, 401. This is what we calculated in the last lecture. The average productivity of the company is, company knows how many functions they are developing in 1 month. For example, the software company for which we took the case study, their average productivity is 7 function point per month. They are developing 7 functions in 1 month. And they know how much salary, how much money they are spending to pay the salary, to pay the rent, all resources, electricity bill, telephone bill. That is approximately $4,000 per month. So we calculated cost per function point, how much money they are spending to develop one function in 1 month. So cost per function point is equal to labor cost divided by productivity. Labor cost divided by productivity, 4,000 divided by 7. That is $571. They are spending to develop one function in 1 month. Now we know function point of the current project. So function point of the current project is equal to cost per function point multiplied by function point of new project. So 401 multiplied by 571. That is $228,971. We can calculate effort as well in the function point. So we know the project cost, we know the labor rate. So project cost divided by labor rate is the effort. Now I move to the second exercise. So we have number of inputs in terms of optimistic 20, in terms of realistic 24, in terms of pessimistic 30, and number of outputs 12, 15, 28, number of inquiries 16, 22, 28, number of files 4, 4, 5, number of interfaces 2, 2, 3, and it is also average complexity project. So we have constant available. For inputs it's 4, for outputs it's 5, for inquiries it's 4, number of files 10, number of interfaces 7. We go to our table to calculate EC. So 20, 24, 28, make a table, 7 rows, 7 columns. 20, 24, 30. Calculate EC. O plus 4 into R plus P divided by 6. It is 24.33. And then you have complexity factor 4 for inputs. So what's the value after multiplying with the complexity factor? 97.33. So we can assume 97 because value is less than 0.5. 12, 15, 28 for outputs. So what's the value EC for output? 16.66 multiply by 5, the complexity factor. So what's the value? 83.33. So we can write 83. 16, 22, 28. So it's 22 multiplied by complexity factor. Very good. Everybody has the same answer. 445 for files, logical files. So what is the EC? 4.167. Very good. 4.16 multiply by 10. So 42, because it is greater than 0.5, we can put 42. We go back to interfaces. 2, 2, 3. What is the EC value? 2 multiplied by 4, 8. 8 plus 2, 10. 10 plus 3, 13. 13 divided by 6. So it's 2.16. 2.16 multiplied by 7. 15 point. So we can write 15 because it is less than 0.5. Summation of these 5 values in the last column where we have total. Summation of these 5 values in which we have total, that is equal to UFC. So 97 plus 83 plus 88 plus 42 plus 15. So summation of the 5 values is equal to UFC 325. Now we go to the exercise. Our sigma Fi value is 52. So TCF is equal to 0.65 plus 0.01 multiply by sigma Fi, and sigma Fi value is 52. Calculate TCF, technical complexity factor. Sigma Fi value is 52. 52 multiply by 0.01 plus 0.65. So that is equal to 1.17. 0.65 plus 0.01 multiply by 52. So first solve this bracket and then add it with 0.65. So TCF is equal to 1.17. So 0.65 plus 0.01 multiplied by sigma Fi, the 1 to 14, the 14 questions, summation of the 14 question value is 52. 52 multiplied by 0.01 plus 0.65, TCF is 1.17. Function point is equal to, the formula is UFC multiplied by TCF. So function point is equal to 325 UFC value multiplied by 1.17. Very good. We can write it 380. Function point is equal to 380. The function point is equal to 380. Now we move to the exercise. Labor rate is $8,000. $8,000 per month. Labor rate is $8,000 per month, and average productivity of the company is 6.5 function point per month. Labor cost is $8,000. Productivity is equal to 6.5 function point per month. That means company is spending $8,000 to develop 6.5 functions in 1 month. So we can calculate cost per function point. Cost per function point is equal to labor cost divided by productivity. This is the formula. This is the same formula to calculate the number of units of your electricity bill. That how much is the bill, how many units you consume, you can calculate the cost of 1 unit. So cost per function point is equal to 8,000 divided by 6.5. So approximately $1231. Company is spending $1,231 to develop one function in 1 month. 380 multiplied by 1231. 46780, correct. So that's the cost we calculated. Advantages and disadvantages of the function point method. What are the advantages of function point? It gives you to deal directly with the complexity of the new project. You can calculate number of functions of the new project. Without writing single line, you know how many functions you will develop. And what we need to start a project, we need to know how many functions are there, what is the approximate project cost, how much will be the size in terms of number of lines, effort, team size. It gives a roadmap for the rest of the researchers that I did my job by calculating number of functions of the new project and calculating the project cost. Now you calculate the number of lines, team size, effort. So it gives a roadmap for the other researchers to complete the metrics that we need to start a project as a software company. These are the advantages of function point. Now what are the disadvantages of function point? What are the cons, constraints of function point? It depends on the expertise of project manager or system analyst in terms of accuracy. Regarding the calculation of input, output, inquiry, file, interfaces, optimistic value, realistic value, pessimistic value vary from person to person, project manager to project manager, expert to expert. It's not time consuming because it directly deals with the complexity and it directly deals with the number of functions. You assume 1980s, 1983, 84. It's very difficult for the software companies to quote the cost to the customer. You are at the planning level. You have not started the project. You have to win the project. And your cost should not be different than your competitor because customer submit SSR, system service request, to 3 or 4 companies like Microsoft, SAP, Oracle, or any company like STC, or in Pakistan, NetSol, Adamsoft, NextBridge. So your competitors are there. Your cost should not be very high than your competitor, should not be very low than your competitor. It should be close to the actual. So it's very efficient method in terms of calculation. But the problem is you don't know time. Yes, how much time you need to complete the project, schedule, team size, number of lines. So these are not available in function point. But it's a roadmap for the other researchers to complete their job, to do research, to complete the metrics of the line of code method. Problem with the, in terms of accuracy, subjective. Regarding the calculation of sigma fi, the 14 questions are also subjective. When you scale between 0 to 5, it varies from person to person. Usaf Abdullah can say sigma fi value 48. Muhammad Khamis said 55. Abdur Rahman 60. Hussain Matab 45. Sigma fi value, the scaling of 14 questions between 0 to 5 may vary from person to person, project manager to project manager, system analyst to system analyst, based on their experience. So advantages of function point. It is more accurate and efficient method than the line of code method. It provides direct way to deal with the current project in terms of cost. You can calculate number of functions and you can also calculate effort as well. Project cost, variable labor rate. So it can be used with other estimation methods. Like I told you, it gives a roadmap for the other researchers to calculate the time, team size, effort, number of lines. Like backfiring and COCOMO methods, they use function point to calculate number of lines, time of the project, effort, and team size. This is what we need to start a project. Now I go to the disadvantages. Very subjective. While calculating the UFC in terms of inputs, outputs, inquiries, files, interfaces, For optimistic value, realistic value, pessimistic value, it will vary from person to person. Very subjective. While answering of 14 questions to calculate sigma fi, when you scale 14 questions between 0 to 5, like performance critical, you need backup, how much you need backup and recovery, how frequently. So from project to project, like banking system, you need daily backup, sometime twice, sometime thrice, 2 times a day, per day, or 3 times per day. But if it is a tender system, you may have backup once a month or after 2 weeks. Then safety critical projects, performance critical, we need accuracy 99.999%, like to do operations of humans using robotics. For example, flight control software, nuclear reactor control software, fire alarming software. So we need accuracy, very high accuracy. So you may scale 4 or 5. For tender system, you may scale 1 or 2 or 3. It's not damaging, but in safety critical project, human life risks are involved. And the accuracy of function point depends on expertise of the project manager. How much he is experienced, he is specialized. As much he is specialized, as much your calculation will be accurate. Thank you very much. Jazakallah khair. May Allah bless you. Assalamu alaikum. Stay blessed, healthy and happy. See you inshallah in the next lecture.